Welcome to The Daily Grind, a Bluff City Media daily podcast. Stepping up to the microphone is your host, Luke Hatmaker. Grab your favorite morning brew, and let's get to the show.
From Monday, and I messed it up. I was going to sing the Davy Crockett song, and I messed up. I was sitting here planning my lyrics, and I messed it up. Man, that was going to be good, too.
From the top, start it over.
Monday through Friday, Memphis, Tennessee. There we go. Oh, welcome to the Daily Grind. I am your host, Luke Hatmaker. Normally, I sing much worse than I have this week. I've just been so excited with my new song. Burn it. That's not it. Everybody joining us at home, thank you so much for watching. Happy Wednesday to everybody. King Meeks, Wayno, thank you all. I got Rusty with me this Wednesday. It's a rusty week. Drew took his family to Florida, and we said, you know what? Florida with him. We're going to do the show anyway.
That's right. That's right, man. No, we're doing good here in East Memphis. I meant to tell you, when I was at my papa's farm this past weekend, we got a new pig, and this pig knows karate, and his name is Pork Chop.
Yes. I like this because my dad had a pet pig. So these stories, I'm like, you know what? This could be real. This could be a pun. Who knows? I love it. Pigs are disgusting.
They are nasty. They're quite tasty, but nasty.
They are nasty looking, taste good. Love it. You know who I would like to see get a pork chop tonight? I would like to see the Memphis Grizzlies pork chop that Utah Jazz. Pork chop.
Professional transition right there.
I guess pork chop. I'm just going to do that all day. I like pork chop. The Memphis Grizzlies will host the Utah Jazz this evening. This is the last game, I would say, before. I mean, we got some stiffish competition our next game. It's the 15 straight win Cleveland Cavaliers.
The juggernaut Cavs. I saw on Twitter this morning just the string of games they've run off. And, they haven't, they played us. They played a couple of higher-level teams in there. But, they're just beating people to sleep, and it doesn't matter who it is. So, yeah, tonight would be a good night to get a leg up before the homestand this weekend.
I agree. And it's worth noting this leg up. It's worth noting we still have a decent sized injury report. Decent. We are getting Luke Kennard back, and we are getting Vince Williams Jr. back. Brandon Clark and Zach Edey are both still listed as questionable. Santi Aldama and Jaren Jackson Jr. are both still listed as out. I
told you it could take up to 3 weeks. This will be his second week of missing basketball. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we get a doubtful this weekend, maybe a questionable if we're lucky, just because they are trying to get him back to get that 65 game threshold. But Santis is interesting. He was out, and then he came back and played, and now he's out again. It makes me worried with the calf strain that we're worried about some Achilles type involvement. So hopefully that's not it. Hopefully it's just a calf strain. He'll get feeling better soon. But it's nice to get some of the dudes back, and hopefully BC and or Edey will be good to go tonight.
Yes, let me ask you, do you see these questionables with BC and Edey specifically more for? Do you think they're actually going to play tonight? Because with it being the Utah Jazz, I was wondering, they do have some size. I don't think Walker Kessler, Texas Kessler. I believe he is playing tonight. I don't think he's hurt, but I mean, what did we were rocking and rolling with Jay Huff and Marvin Bagley Jr. And that's not always going to help you win. No. So I just don't know if these questionables are more the Grizzlies questionables where they're actually play or if they're actually going to sit to gear up toward Friday.
I think of the two, we're more likely to see Zach Edey because he is bigger. He fits, he's played Kessler pretty well outside of one game. This feels like a game that he'll come back for. BC feels more like a load management type questionable, with everything that he's had injury wise, and he's played a ton of minutes lately, a ton of minutes for Taylor Jenkins. But I wouldn't be surprised if of the two, Edey would be more likely to play tonight. We could see both of them. We could see neither as they rest up for the weekend because Edey also played well against Cleveland. Of the two, I think we get Edie back, but hopefully it's both and we get a little run out of both of them.
It'd be nice. It would just be nice to let them get a little bit of
But it would be nice to not need them tonight. The Jazz have 15 freaking wins, and I don't want to see us play with our food, and I don't want to see us, we were in nail biters with the Pelicans recently. The Suns aren't that great. The Mavs, who are actively not trying. I don't know. I want to see us beat this team like we should and not have to rely on getting guys back from injury just to beat the Jazz.
Yes, I am. I am joining. I'm going to be on the post game call tonight. I swear to God, if they lose this game and I have to come on and sulk and talk about a Jazz loss, I will be so mad.
I will be upset.
This is one of those. This is a game like we could get fancy. This is just as much as there are scheduled wins. This is you have to beat this team. You have to. We're on a 3-game win streak. You have to string as many wins together as you get Cleveland coming to town. You just with LeBron being out, the race for the second seed, that 2, 3, and 4, it's getting real tight. All these wins matter. And if you can beat the bad teams, if you can really beat the bad teams, and you know what? Ja has been playing it seems like a new man lately. And if we can get the Ja and Dez that we've been getting and the rest of these dudes rallying behind those guys, this should be a walk in the park.
Agreed. I don't know if it's the Tramadol or the Toradol or he just feels better or what's going on, but Ja has been playing on a different level lately. And Desmond too. Both have been kind of getting into their bags a little bit. Desmond's been getting downhill a lot more. It would be nice to see them kind of take over early and kind of get that lead built. We don't need another disastrous second quarter. That's just kind of been our nemesis lately, and we don't need that tonight against the Jazz. Look, Markkanen's doubtful is questionable. This team is a very winnable basketball game, but that hadn't been a whole lot earlier in the year. We're past that hopefully, and we need this win to get some momentum against a great Cleveland team and a scrappy Miami team. There's just no reason we should lose or even be close with this Jazz team. They're actively trying to fail for flag.
Yes, maybe more so than any other team in the league. They're doing it. They're doing it the right way. Oh, excuse me. Do you think I would be interested with Luke and with Vince coming back to see if we get any more Cam minutes.
I don't know why you wouldn't. Ride the hot hand. We both know Taylor Jenkins has absolutely no feel for a basketball game. So there's a likelihood that we're going to see. We're still going to see 11 guys play in the first quarter. We'll probably get some Luke and Cam minutes, kind of both. Hopefully, I would prefer to see more Cam minutes because at least Cam has shown a propensity to shoot. And as Kevin Durant said, that boy's a bucket. He's a bucket. The white boy is a bucket, so let Cam Spencer eat.
I'm so glad if you didn't say the quote I was going to say it, I was like, when Kevin Durant, when you have a guy that Kevin Durant is going viral for calling him that white boy a bucket, play him over.
Play the bucket.
Play the bucket.
I don't know what more you need to see. At least he's willing to shoot. Luke is still one of the greatest shooters of all time, but he has not shown a willingness to shoot. The reality is, yes, King Meeks is exactly right. It is 7:40 a.m. Central Standard Time, and Taylor Jenkins already knows exactly how many minutes everybody's going to play tonight, which is just mind-numbingly frustrated. He's currently sitting at the Waffle House with his menu, figuring it out.
Waffle House.
Oh yeah, dude, Waffle House slaps, man.
Sounds good right now.
It sure does, man. It sure does. But yeah, I would like to see some more Cam Spencer minutes tonight. Did you see the Kevin Durant interview after the game, the post-game interview with Katie in the locker room?
No. What did he say?
So they asked him about it, and he was like, "Yeah, Memphis is going to bring an edge and an energy to the game because there are a lot of guys who have a chip on their shoulder. That's how Cam Spencer got here. That's how Desmond Bane got here. So if you come here, you got to match their energy." And so he's just saying he love playing in Memphis. That there is an edge and the attitude that comes with the Memphis Grizzlies, and game recognizes game, man. I appreciate it. The more Kevin Durant talks, the more I like him. Like I said in the group chat yesterday, it was just a cool, kind of a hat tip moment from one of the game's greatest.
Yeah, man. I didn't hear that. That's awesome to hear. There's not going to be anybody like that on this Jazz team. They don't have. If Lowry's out, Like to see John Collins, I guess. I don't know. Has a coaching app on his
He's just in like back in the day in 2K and Madden, you could do just like GM mode where you don't actually play the game, you just kind of control. That's what Taylor does.
Man, I remember that. That was wild.
Okay,
so
yeah.
It's like how is this fun?
But yeah, like long story short, we spent 10 minutes on it. Like we got to beat the Jazz. Like this should not be a game where we even like struggle or have any kind of concerns. But Maggie and I should be able to just kick back in the third quarter and just relax and not really worry about basketball.
Yes. Well, if it's me and Nate, and maybe this is an 80-point game and we can start the post-game show at halftime. Who knows? I got an early start tomorrow. We'll see.
I would love a hammer nail coffin from PD like right after halftime.
Yeah, right after halftime. It would be great if we can go into halftime and we're not down double digits and we have to worry about coming back from that, because although that's a cool stat, stresses me out, man.
It sucks. It sucks in the moment.
It's really
if I am down double digits, so I'm going to the Bourbon Trail next week for my birthday. I'm
hell yeah!
Going to like do some distillery tours and all that kind of stuff. Spoiler alert for some weekend outlook later in the week. But
yes,
I will start my distillery tour tonight if we're down double digits. Put it that way.
That's awesome. The Grizz should win. We're throwing a lot of fancy word.
Yes.
This is a game they should
You should win and cover. Good teams win, great teams cover. We're at 11.5 point favorites. This game, we should beat them to sleep. Absolutely beat the sleeves off of them.
We should cover. Thank you. We need to say that more. Good teams win, great teams cover, because that's what we need to do. And
I don't want an interesting basketball game. Let's put it that way.
No. If we can cover tonight and then go into Friday against Cleveland and just make that a ball game. If that's just a close playoff atmosphere ball game, and then the Tony Allen jersey retirement Saturday, that's a pretty solid week for Memphis.
Yeah, I'm stoked. Maggie and I, we're sitting in the lower bowl. We're like row like J in the lower bowl for the Cavs game, and so I'm not expecting to go win that game, but like it'd be nice to have a convincing win tonight, get a couple dudes back on Friday night, run out there and be competitive and be in a 2-possession game late in the fourth. That'd be a win for me.
That's all we want, and knock on. No, I'm not knock on wood. We're going to manifest it. It's going to happen tonight.
That's it. Putting it out there.
Yeah. Let's not talk about Utah anymore. I think we've talked more about Utah than anybody's talked about Utah. It's Wednesday. It's what they're on Mountain Time, so it's 6:40 out there. Nobody's talked this much about Utah yet out there.
Nope.
Nobody.
Nobody.
So
you're welcome, Jazz fans.
Yeah, you're welcome. Moving on. The next thing I wanted to talk to you about, and this is because I was watching. We're getting to the point of the season where like this 65, whatever game curfew is starting to matter. And it's almost all NBA time. And people are doing it around. That's, it's good content to look at the all NBA teams. This matters for us at Grizzlies fans because Jaren needs to come back to meet this. And it's in everyone's best interest for him to get on one of these 3 all NBA teams, I would say. It's definitely in Jaren's best interest. So I wanted to just talk it out with you and just go through and see, I'm curious if we have similar, I imagine that we have a lot of similar guys.
Yeah.
I also imagine that I didn't do my homework and I might have guys on here who won't make the threshold. I try to do my homework, but I got done with my list and I was like, crap. So my first team right now, I've got SGA, Spida, Donovan Mitchell, Tatum, Giannis, and Jokic. Is Giannis going to hit the threshold?
I think so because he's on my list. I was doing my homework. And that's the exact same list that I have for my first team. I think that Giannis will be the only one that's questionable hitting the threshold. But yeah, that's what I had on my first team.
Heck yeah. My second team might be all out of whack because it depends on when some of these guys come back.
Yeah.
Currently, I have Ant Edwards. I'm assuming. I have Brunson on this, even though I don't know if he's going to come back.
Yeah.
I've also got LeBron. I don't know if he's going to come back. I got KD and I got Tripp.
Yeah, so that's mine. I had LeBron third team. I had Brunson, and I actually have Cade Cunningham on my second team because he's going to be right on that third second team. Like he's just playing so incredibly well right now that I think he could play his way onto the second team.
He was my first name on the third team. I was like, and if LeBron, if he's out for an extended period of time, then that's it. Cade's playing really fun. He's playing some fun basketball. They played the Pelicans last night, and they were good game.
Even if Shaq doesn't know who their coach is, did you hear what he said? He said, "Shout out Chauncey Billups for the job he's doing in Detroit." Like, bro. Like Chauncey hadn't been there since they won the title when he played with him. Like, I don't know what we're doing here. Like, I don't understand. Like, anyway,
you could have named anybody else, Shaq.
Like,
Chauncey, don't you know Chauncey?
Bro, like, I don't know. Anyway, shout out JB Bickerstaff and the job that he's doing there in Detroit. Cade Cunningham, in my opinion, is playing his way onto the second team All NBA. And I got Skip there too. I think that we'll see kind of where it falls. If he needs to come back like with his hair on fire, if he's going to get second team. I think his floor is third team for sure. I think he's going to make an All-NBA team, but I think second is within reach if he comes back with a vengeance.
Yeah. Third team, I imagine. So I had Cade. Did you have LeBron?
I did not have LeBron.
You don't have LeBron on him all?
Okay. I'm just it's fatigue. Like, sure. I mean, he'll probably make third team, but yeah.
So I've got Curry, Evan Mobley, Cat, and so I did have LeBron. I struggled with Darius Garland or Jaylen Brown for that last spot. I feel like you might have to have two Celtics or three Cavs is absurd. I don't know if I can actually do three Cavs, but that last spot I feel like you give it a lot of people.
And so my third team's a little bit different as well. I went Jaylen Brown because, again, I agree. There's going to be two Cavs. There's going to be two Celtics. Like, they're just too good not to be. Yeah. And then I've got Evan Mobley. The other one I'm kind of entertaining, and I don't know about this, but, like, he's gotten a lot of love, but, like, Alfred Şengün's been playing pretty well in Houston, and he's gotten a lot of love and attention. I could see him or maybe Sabonis from Sacramento sneaking on that third team.
Yeah.
But my third team was Steph Curry, Cat, Evan Mobley. I went Şengün and Jaylen Brown.
It seems bizarre if the Rockets it's just going to be really strange if the Rockets finish in a top 5 seed and they don't have that, and they had an all-star and they just don't. It just seems weird for them to not end up with someone on this to not have a guy in the top 15 best players in the league. It just seems weird.
And Şengün has been that guy for him. Like, he was the all-star. You know, Amen Thompson's not there yet. Like, he's playing great, but he's kind of come back down to earth a little bit.
Yeah.
Sabonis is averaging a double-double once again, and so like it could easily be him. So like that's kind of like what's my like. It's like Şengün / Sabonis, whichever one, they pick.
Yeah. I like, we had about like 12 of the 15 similar names. I think that there's a couple guys on here like Brunson, like Tripp, like LeBron. Jesus Christ. I was like, there's one guy I was like, what's his name? LeBron. There's the guys like that, like they're going to be close. Like Brunson at ankle didn't look good. Tripp, I feel confident about.
Yeah. I think Tripp will be back, and I think he'll knock on wood. I think he'll be back. I think he'll be ready to play.
Yes.
Yes, DG, it is not just the Western Conference, but the Western Conference has had, once again, better teams, better players is what it is. This is an interesting, this is kind of a little bit off topic. This is going to be interesting to watch because Sabonis is also asking about, like, what does the future of the franchise, what does my spot here look like? He's asking some questions. If Sabonis hits the trade market, like, one of the things we struggle with is rebounding, right? And, like, I don't know, man. Like, that's one that I would entertain. He's going to be way too expensive, but he's one I'd call about. I've got my ideas about who we need to really be aggressive on this offseason. Sabonis would be like a fringe guy for me, but, man, it would be nice to have that rebounding prowess on this team.
Sabonis is we've had conversations about Vucci Mane on this podcast. He's everything that Vucci Mane does, but a bajillion times better. Like, way better.
He's a bucket and a board. Like, then all these nerds on Twitter can stop talking about trading Jaren because Sabonis is going to get all the rebounds.
See, I didn't mean for this to turn into a Sabonis section, but I like this. Can Sabonis contribute? Do you need him to be a top 3 option?
No, this team. You absolutely wouldn't need him. Like, he would just be a cleanup guy. He would be a putback guy. Like, absolutely. Like, I don't need him as a top 3 option. And I don't know that he needs to be that top 3 option either. But if, like, you cannot tell me that a lineup of Ja, Dez, Jalen, Jaren, and Domantas Sabonis is not going to be a problem for the NBA.
Oh, man. We might have a Sabonis episode tomorrow. I'm starting to think we're about to play a game of Would You Make That Trade?
Would you make that trade?
And I didn't have Sabonis on the list, and I'm like, I can play some games
tomorrow.
Tomorrow we might talk about Sabonis because.
So I know I'll be on Fanspo later this morning, making up trades to see what happens.
Yep, I'm saying I got time before work. I'm going to be like, Because
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, Sacramento's moving a little faster. What are they doing? We got some young blood. But you know what?
Again, pick and roll, rebounding, putbacks. Like Sabonis checks a lot of boxes for this team.
Yep. Okay. We're gonna have some bonus episode tomorrow. That's our all NBA predictions. You know, Speaking of trading for people, I thought we're gonna play a round of there I was. I was really excited after the trade deadline. I was like, oh, you know what? Here's a would you make that trade segment? I'm gonna fold it up, stick it in my back pocket. We don't need to break this out until later in the offseason. No one's going to be talking about trades. Trade deadline just happened. Then I open up an app that I won't name, Bleacher Report, and it's like one trade every team needs to make this offseason. And I'm like, one, thank you, because I don't have to come up with this content.
Yeah.
Two, this is like when the Christmas decorations come out right after they come out right after Halloween. It's like, can we not like give it a little breathing room before we start talking about upgrading the roster? I just don't get it. But it's fine. We got to find something. We come up with content 7 days a week. We managed to do it without coming up with trade fodder, but I digress. Would you make this trade? I was looking and I found this. If I can find it, these are pictures of my dog. Where'd this picture go? Did I not save this picture? That's okay. I'll find it. So I have a trade for you. Would you make this trade? One, well, let me start over. Would you make that trade? Because Bleacher Report threw out the idea that the one trade that the Grizzlies should make this offseason is for Keldon Johnson from the San Antonio Spurs. And they proposed trading Brandon Clark, John Conchar, 2 second-round picks. I would not make that trade. I'm not trading Brandon Clark right now. I'm just not. And I'm not for a wing. I don't know. I like Keldon Johnson.
I like Keldon Johnson a lot more than I like John Conchar on this basketball team.
Yes.
That's not a trade that I'm moving BC for. Do I include BC and maybe a Desmond Bain for a Domantas Sabonis? That's another conversation. But Keldon Johnson's not a guy for me that moves the needle enough for me to come off a guy like Brandon Clark. Brandon Clark plays winning basketball. And
Parrish, I'm with you, bro. Keldon Johnson a lot.
Great dude.
Bucket. Yeah.
Great dude. He is. Great dude. He had 28 points last night. He can absolutely fill it up on certain nights. Against Dallas, he had 28 and 5 last night. It's a bit inconsistent. And this is a good point. Keldon Johnson shoots a little bit better than GG. And at that point, I think you're banking more on Keldon than GG.
Yes.
That's not a trade for me that moves that's nothing against Keldon Johnson. I like the guy, but if you could repackage that a little bit, then I'm for it, but not including Brandon Clark.
See, and it's like you're in this specific, I liked this trade as an exercise because I love the target. I love Keldon Johnson. Yeah. I think he does a lot. He kind of does what we've been looking for a while. However, I'm not going to trim down our front court depth even more and get rid of BC, who is arguably one of the most winningest player, the guy that just makes winning plays, hustle plays. And
that trade doesn't do anything to declutter the wing position, because then now all it's going to be worse. You're going to have Keldon Johnson, you're going to have Jalen, Vince, and GG trying to get minutes at the 3. That's 4 dudes that you got to work in there. And I know GG can play some at the 4 and you can move him around a little bit, but that really congested. If you move another wing, maybe, but for me, there's only 2 players that I can conceptualize moving for Brandon Clark for it. It's a guy who brings us rebounding. So I know Sabonis is due $43 million, but like a Sabonis or John Collins, but not another wing that's just going to muddy the water.
That's the thing. If I'm sending Brandon Clark out, I'm not going to bring in someone else to further the wing log jam. I'm just not going to do it. We just consolidated it. We just sent Jake LaRave. Why are we? I just don't get it. Why are we? We just fixed this problem. Why would we turn around and make it worse? Not worse. I mean, it's a good problem to have. Keldon Johnson's a good guy to have on your roster, but
great guy. But in Jalen Wells, I trust. In GG, I trust. In Vince, I trust. Those dudes are guys that are going to come along and be able to do a lot of things that Keldon Johnson does well. Gigi's going through growing pains. He's got that sophomore slump. It is what it is. Jalen is turning into a really good contributing basketball player early in his career. And I don't like, he's just too stoic and steady for that to change for me.
Yep.
And so I like Keldon Johnson, but not in this scenario.
Yes, I agree. So I think we would trade for Keldon Johnson, but we wouldn't make that
trade.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
And if in case we didn't preview it enough, tomorrow we are going to talk Sabonis because I think it's worth him on this team is worth exploring more.
Yeah, and again, like guys, we're exploring trade options. I'm going to put that out there. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. These are hypotheticals. Just know that going into tomorrow's show.
Know that going into tomorrow's show. It's a Thursday in March, and we don't play. So I've got to fill the show with something.
Exactly.
To close today's show out, we're going to draft some stuff. Draft day, not the movie. Not the movie. And we were in sync last night because I was like, man, what can we draft? It's the middle of March. I got some ideas for next week because St. Patrick's Day is next week. I got stuff coming, but like today I was like, what are we going to do? And then it was like light bulb. Reality TV, trash TV. We've been talking about it. It's been around forever. And I think that I could turn my cable on right now. I don't have cable, but I could turn the TV on and there would be some form of trash television on some channel. If I had an antenna, there would be trash TV on right now. And so it's easy to draft it. And I thought we could just do a snake draft. We'll go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You want to do 5?
Oh, I could do 5. Yeah,
because like now probably 10.
Yeah, absolutely. And so some of these may or may not be like I'm not like some of these are a bit of a stretch of reality TV, but hang with me. Like this is I got some good ones.
No, I'm with you because some of mine might just be And let's do reality TV. Let's not do trash TV because reality it can be good and be reality TV.
But trash is also included in reality TV.
Trash
so
is
this
included.
is one of those like
it's a wide net. It's a wide net.
That's it.
Do you think it's worth flipping a coin, or you just want to go first?
I will allow you to go first. There's just 2 of us. I will concede and allow you to go first, sir.
I'm taking Survivor. I'm taking Survivor. If you're going to let me go first, it's my favorite. I'm sorry. I had a feeling you wouldn't take it, but Mom, if you're watching the show, she's not. We used to watch Survivor every single Thursday for years and years and years and years. It was like a ritual. It's Woman from Knoxville won season 2. My mom was in love with the guy that won season 3. It's just like we love it. And we always talked about, she always said she was going to apply, like send in an application for me because one, I'm really good at not eating for extended periods of time. I don't know why. I'm just like, if food isn't in front of me, I'm like, oh, well, guess we'll do it tomorrow.
This body is built by biscuits, so cannot relate.
built by biscuits. And I think I would do great, except I wouldn't be mean. I'm not conniving enough for reality TV. I'm stubborn enough and I take care of my body poorly enough to where I think I would really excel on Survivor. So I'm going to take Survivor number 1.
I like that. So my aunt and I always thought we'd go on another show that I'm hoping will get around to me because I'm going completely off the radar here. My favorite reality TV show of all time, I have the 3 short seasons they made on DVD, and it's Robin Big. Best reality TV show of all time. Big Black, RIP, is my boys from Wiggins, Mississippi, right down the road from where I'm from. Love Robin Big. Like that got me like Robin Big and The Office got me through college because they were syndicated. I'm that old that they were both like coming on like new episodes. Robin Big, GOAT reality TV show.
Man, you said Robin Big. It reminded me of a show that I might pick later. I'm not going to say it because I'm trying. I'm like, now
There's
that I know
several that like, like that's kind of where my mind went. Was the first one was Robin Big.
Okay. This is a strange. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to take America's Next Top Model. Those women are mean. Tyra Banks is mean and they're skinny, so they're all hateful and they just are trashy. Yeah. And I don't. Modeling is one of those things that I understand that it's like my favorite reality TV is the stuff that I there's no way in hell that I would ever be capable of doing.
Sure.
Like modeling, and so because it's just so great to sit back and be like, oh yeah, I can do that. So I'm gonna take America's Next Top Model, and
I like it.
Good looking people on that show.
Yeah. I'm going to take The Amazing Race is what I was referencing earlier. My aunt and I, like we always said, like we would crush it. Like I'm athletic, big and strong. She's super cerebral, really intelligent. So we're like, man, we should apply and we'd kill this show. But The Amazing Race was one that my family watched a lot growing up. So
show's awesome.
Yeah, it's just a great show and
really
just a cool concept. And I like The Amazing Race.
Man, I wish I had Amazing Race on DVD. I don't know. Anybody got DVD players anymore?
I don't know.
I don't know either. So I'm going to take, is it my third pick? Third. I'm going to take, and this might be a reach. It might be a weird answer, but I think the show is so weird and strange. You ever watch The Masked Singer?
Maggie and I talked about this last night. I watched one episode and was like, dude, it's kind of
dumb. It's dumb as hell. And the creatures have backstories. Like they'll be like, alien crash landed from planet blah blah blah, and his hobby is watching Earthlings. And I'm like, okay, you created a fake backstory for this fake alien that there's someone inside, and it was Kermit. It was Kermit the Frog, who's also not real. And so I
like
just,
an Inception.
It's just the stupidest show, and the fact where it's like, you try to tell me there's 4 judges up here. One of those judges is a doctor, Kim Jung.
Yeah,
he can't tell that that's Kermit the Frog singing, and that it's just. Yeah, it's silly. I was with someone who legitimately dead-faced me, looked me in the eye, and said it was their favorite show the other day, and it took everything I had to not just laugh. But I'm gonna take The Masked Singer.
That's fair. I mean, that's the definition of reality TV. Trust me, my last pick, my 5th pick, is so out of left field and one of the weirdest shows I've ever seen. You're not even prepared for it. So I got Robin Big. I got The Amazing Race. My next one is gonna be Big Brother. As another one, I watched it with my dad a lot. He loved Big Brother, and so I enjoy it. The games, the drama, the conniving back and forth behind the scenes. Like I like Big Brother, I could get behind.
Yeah, dude, Big Brother's awesome, and it's just like very simple. Like just put these people in a house, just like,
and then watch them devolve.
It's just really cool. I'm like, give it to me. So I'm gonna take with my 4th pick. And I would not have picked this had you not said Robin Big. I'm going to take Ridiculousness.
I love that show.
I think it's the only bit of programming that DG redrafting reality / trash TV.
Yeah.
I think it's the only bit of programming on MTV currently. If you were to go to MTV right now, I think it's 24 hours of ridiculousness. And it's just people hurting themselves. And really funny, and
it's so funny. It's like America's funniest videos meets like trendy millennial type stuff. Yeah,
and Rob Dyrdek's he's good at that. He's a good host. And what's is it? Not CeeLo. What's the the dude
Chanel West Coast and
Chanel West Coast and
why am I blank? I can see his name. I can hear his voice or see his face. I can hear his voice.
It's not CeeLo. That's that guy. I love him. Oh my god, I feel like. I drafted Survivor right now. I drafted Survivor first. DG drafted Survivor first.
Stilo Brim. That's
Stilo. I was like
Stilo Brim. Yeah.
Stilo's the best. So I'm gonna take Stilo. Thank you, Parrish. I'm gonna take Ridiculousness.
Yeah. That's a good show. I like that. So my 4th pick, I've got Robin Big, The Amazing Race, Big Brother. I love diners, dive-ins, and drives. I don't know if that counts as I guess it counts as a reality show, but like they go to all these cool little hole-in-the-wall places, like. Absolute Guy Fieri is a tool and like but the food it always looks so good, and to the chubbiness in me, like the chubby guy sitting in his chair, I love it. So give me diners, dive-ins, and dives.
I love that show. That's the kind of every bit of food that they go to, you're like, man, I put that away. Yeah,
I'm gonna start like a notes app on my phone. Like I wonder where's that at? San Diego. Got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So my last pick. Let me make sure I got the title of this right. I think this is, and man, I love this draft because this is just none of this. My list has evolved since we've started this.
Because I took it hard left on my first pick, taking Robin Big.
Yep. Okay.
Right. Like Guy Fieri has my dream job. He gets paid a lot of money to eat food. Like if there was ever a job made for Rusty Witten, is to get paid to eat a lot of food.
Yeah, so I'm going to take – I like this. I'm going to take the surreal life. Let's take a bunch of really messed up celebrities. I'm talking real messed up. I'm talking Corey Feldman.
Out there, yeah.
I'm talking MC Hammer. I'm talking Ron Jeremy. I'm talking Vanilla Ice. I'm talking Eric Estrada. I'm talking Gary Coleman. Let's put him in a house. Let's give him some drugs. Let's take away some drugs, and let's just see some of them die.
That's so wild. It's just I hadn't thought about that show in years. What a wild concept.
You said Big Brother, and I was like, oh, yeah, what was that show that was like Big Brother but sad and for rich people? Surreal Life. Yeah, so I'm going to take that.
So my thunder has already been stole, but Flavor of Love was the wildest show I've ever seen in my life. You got Flavor Flav and his clock chain. That was the most random show that ever came out when I was in college. That was my last pick. Is Flavor of Love, just because Flavor Flav is absolutely ridiculous.
Was he on the Surreal Life? Is that where him and Bridget Nielsen met?
I think he was. Yep. I really think he was.
He was on season 3 with Charo, Dave Coulier, Bridget Nielsen, and Ryan. I knew it. Man, I love Flavor Flav.
Flavor Flav.
He always has his legs up, and I love Flavor Flav.
That was great. I loved it. It was on VH1.
Yeah, VH1, man. That's
it was a weird, wild show, but like Flavor of Love is my last pick. Hey, real quick, DG's in Columbia, Missouri. I've been there for the first time Mississippi State ever played at Missouri. Go to Shakespeare's Pizza. It's downtown. Like that's like the one good thing in Columbia. Shakespeare's Pizza is by it, right? It's like up there, and this is a bold take, but it's up there with Memphis Pizza Cafe.
Oh, and DG, if you don't know who Shakespeare is, Google him. He wrote some plays. That's gonna do it for our show today. Sorry, Daniel. Thank you for watching the show, and thank you for talking trash TV with us, man. This was a lot. I'm glad we did this. We could do a whole nother draft, like a trash TV draft.
There were so many left on the table. Like, let us know in the comments, man. Like, we left so many on the table.
I did Survivor. I did Masked Singer. I did. Oh God, I'm already forgetting. I did Surreal Life. I did. How am I forgetting this? What's my second pick?
Oh, what was it? And I normally write them down, but I didn't today.
It's fine. Where are my people? Where are my people? Are we watching? So I did Surreal. We dropped the ball. It's fine. I think you won.
Oh, man. This is the first time I didn't take notes, and it came back and bit me in the butt. I had Robin Big. I had Big Brother, The Amazing Race, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, and Flavor of Love.
It's going to kill me that I can't remember what I took second, because I remember all of them. But this is my second pick. If you remember my second pick, tell me. I don't.
Yeah, let us know, because we have completely forgotten. It's completely gone.
That's what we do around here. We have fun and we forget things and we're weird. Everybody have a good Wednesday. Happy hump day. We will be back tomorrow. Hopefully talking to Grizz Dub. Watch the post-game show tonight. If you're up, I'm going to be up. I'll be there. Very tired. Watch Anthony Sang show today at noon. Got a lot going on, guys. Just check it out. Go to bluffcitymedia.co. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good day. If we can leave you with anything at all today, 2 things. Remember to be a little weird, just a little bit. And remember to smile. Bye, guys. See y'all tomorrow. Have a good day.